Hey y'all, it's Lindsey. Summer is kind of like dwindling down for us. We just got back from a family vacation in the Smoky Mountains, and I'm trying to reorient everything going on around here. I'm trying to get us ready for starting back up homeschool, trying to get all of our actual extracurricular activities like realigned, figuring out all of the different things that we have to fit into a week and trying to piece those into the puzzle frame so that nothing gets missed. And I am a little bit notorious for hyper focusing on one thing and then failing to keep the other things going. And mainly, I do this a lot with myself when it comes to things like maintaining my supplements, maintaining just good nutritional practices. I tend to fall into a really like bad habit. I'm just going to call it what it is. It's a bad habit of just going for a snacky plate or an adult Lunchable or a keto style Lunchable where I just eat, cold cuts and cheeses and nuts and drink copious amounts of coffee. So I tend to do these things regularly whenever the season starts to shift or our rhythm is starting to get like adjusted back to what it was. I tend to let a lot of things sort of slip, I should say. And it's because I'm trying to like add all of these other pieces of the puzzle back into our daily life. And I do need structure. I really do. And in doing so, I have started to re implement a few things on a daily basis that I let slide. I let them slide very far down the mountain. And so I'm trying to push these habits back up to the peak zone. And the first thing that I have done is I have implemented drinking more water. Like I said, I drink tons of coffee and I'm trying to be more mindful about that. Not because I feel like coffee does negative things to me, but because I find myself being extremely dependent on the comforting warmth of a cup of black coffee. So I'm trying to refocus, trying to go back to water. Water is friend, not foe. We have a reverse osmosis system in our house, so the water is very nice, very clean. And I fill up the reverse osmosis into my half-gallon jug here. I love this little handle and pour spout situation, makes it nice and easy to refill my cup here. This refills this guy about 3.5 times, so I don't feel overwhelmed by this. But also, I'm not just thinking, oh, I'm all done after I have one of these and I can go back to coffee. So it's those little tiny tricks and techniques that you use to sort of encourage yourself to do things that are more helpful to your health. Okay? It's just all about that. It's all about gamifying things for me in this current season of life. So I've got my reverse osmosis water. I've switched up putting my iodine from putting it into my coffee. I'm now putting it into this half-gallon of water. 2 drops of the 20%. I worked up really slowly to the 20%. So I've got my iodine. I put 2 drops into this half-gallon. And then I also put in Element. I only put in 1 packet of Element. I don't feel like this is enough electrolytes for me in one day, just one single packet. However, I'm trying to just drink a half-gallon of water here, and I cannot consume 2 half-gallons of water in a day and still be able to function. And I also cannot stand the sweet factor of 2 Element packets, but also I don't want to go through and do a flavored one and a raw one. And so it's just currently I'm only doing one. That's what that is. It's not needing to be modified, or there's no solution to the problem right now. That's just what I'm actively doing. And I do heavily salt my food, so that's helpful. And there's a whole plethora of things that you can do in order to ramp up your electrolytes. Element is not the only way. I've got Perfect Keto electrolytes. I've got the Relight from Redmond's. I've got the Keto Chow. Is it the electrolytes? Yes. Yeah, I've got the Keto Chow electrolyte drops. There's a plethora of things you can do. I'm just currently in the season of adding 1 packet of Element. Okay. The other thing that I've been doing. Okay, we're gonna take a side road for just a moment. While we were on our family trip, I read through the book, The Carb Revolution. Is that right? And partly because Neely had suggested that book to me probably like several months back, and I was like, yes. So I went ahead and I got the Kindle version, the e-version, and I had started to read it, but never actually finished reading it, which is sort of a constant issue that I have to fight against. So anyway, while we were driving around the Great Smoky Mountains, while we were, traveling to and from, I read that book and I was fascinated by it. I don't take everything that was stated in that book as gospel at all, but it definitely got my wheels turning. And so I did get some copper, a supplement for copper, just to see how my body does with this. This is just a 3 milligram per serving solution right here. So I've been adding that to my water here just to see if there is any value add to my life. I don't know yet. We shall. I'm just we're we're just gonna wait and see. That's all I can do with all these things. I do know that with Keto Chow, they have a daily minerals solution that Dr. Berry helped to formulate. And I believe there is copper in that as well. So if I had the daily vitamin or the daily minerals on hand, I could easily just do that instead. But kind of like with the iodine, how I just did the one ingredient situation to see where my sweet spot was for my body's chemistry needs. I'm kind of doing a similar thing with the copper. So I want to take a tangent and say I am not a doctor, nurse, healthcare professional. I have no medical training whatsoever. And everything that you see me talking about right now is explicitly what I am actively doing for my individual health experimentation or my own personal, like just health quest, if you will. And it is always descriptive, never ever prescriptive. Talk to your own healthcare providers. Make sure that you figure out what is best for your individual chemistry needs. N equals one, all of that jazz. Disclaimer complete. So that's one of the habits that I'm trying to refocus on in this really busy season of life. Another thing that I've been trying to do is create more fun things. I enjoy creating recipes. I enjoy playing around with ingredients. I enjoy just seeing how different things react with one another. I should have been a chemist, but I am not. I have, however, been playing around in my pantry items, and okay, another tangent, be blessed. Back in the day, I loved Tootsie Rolls. I mean, I still would probably house a bag of those if I was not caring about the amount of sugar that those things have or the horrible ingredients in them. But I also, when I was a child, loved the fruit chews that Tootsie Roll made. Like they had the cherry and the vanilla and the lime and the strawberry and orange. I loved those as well. I loved the chewy factor. And so I have been in the process of just trying to recreate something along those lines for the sake of pure enjoyment. So I have some of those. That one of the experiments. This is not the one to share. This did not give the chewy factor. It's a little too crumbly, not enough chewiness. So, but I made some strawberry little fruit chews, I guess, and I used my Perfect Keto strawberry keto collagen favorite flavor Perfect Keto puts out strawberry. I know tons of people love like cinnamon toast and salted caramel. I do have salted caramel. Their chocolate is pretty good, but strawberry is always and forever the one that I gravitate toward. Hence me making the strawberry chews instead of a chocolate version with the chocolate. But anyway, really quickly, just so you know, Perfect Keto has repackaged things. So this is the old packaging, and in fact, this is my last canister. So I am about to place an order for more keto collagen from Perfect Keto in the strawberry flavor. They've updated their packaging. This is really great because it has the collagen, which I like, but it also has some NCTs in it as well. So it's kind of a combo platter, 2 for 1, if you will. I love to add this stuff to sparkling water with a little splash of cream to make kind of an Italian soda, that kind of jazz. And because they've gone through and repackaged their collagen, they are giving us a quick sale. It's not terribly long. It's a buy one, get one half off collagens. Not everything on the website is on sale, just the collagen. And it goes from now until Friday. So if you would like to stock up on collagen the way that I am about to, I would greatly appreciate you using my link down in the description box below. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting more of my strawberry collagen so that I can continue with my fun experiments and hopefully hit the nail on the head at some point in the hopefully not so distant future. All right. I try not to overload myself with habits because I have an extremist personality, meaning I can just like go overboard with everything, burn myself out within 12 nanoseconds, and then give up for the rest of eternity. Okay. That's hyperbolic. I know. Go with me though. So I'm implementing the playing around with new food or with foods that I've already had in new different fun ways to get engage my creativity. I'm keeping up on water, trying to stay hydrated a little bit better and not give in to the coffee temptation at every moment. And I'm also going back to something I did from the beginning, which was having a hot beverage in the evening that's not coffee. Um, Back in the beginning of me cutting sugar from my life and first going toward the keto way of life, back in 2016, I would create all kinds of like steamers and hot chocolates and a whole variety of different like comforting warm drinks because I started the keto diet in like the beginning of the year. So it was still dead of winter. And I would have all these fun things, peppermint mochas or peppermint hot chocolate or eggnog. I love eggnog. I would do all of these different things. And it was super helpful. It was handy. It was something to break up the monotony of only doing like a mug cake because I was still in the full blown replace all of your standard American diet things with low carb, sugar free versions of those things. So I was still in that place. Um, and then as time progresses, you sort of be like, it's not necessary. And then when we got back from vacation, I thought, you know what? I love hot chocolate. So why am I not just making something hot chocolate every evening instead of doing the coffee thing? And I was using the chocolate element in hot water with a splash of cream for hot chocolate. That is delicious and a great way to get your electrolytes going. However, the mouth feel is a little bit thinner. And so I decided instead that I would start having my keto chow and the chocolate mixed up in the fridge every single day or however often, and using this as a hot chocolate replacement. So I made this per like the standard directions. I used 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 scoop of the chocolate, just like the regular milk protein chocolate version, and it's been good. The first time I did it, however, I added 1 teaspoon of some acacia powder, which is like a thickening fiber, and 1 teaspoon adds 2 grams of dietary fiber. I make one of these up, and one of a full size single serving of keto chow will produce 2 mugs of hot chocolate. So sometimes I will only have it. Sometimes my husband will join me and also have one. So half of a keto chow in the evenings as like the evening sort of like close to the day has been quite nice. We do like to watch shows together in the evening once we put the kids to bed. And this has just been like a nice little treat. And so, yeah, this habit is something that I'd like to continue on for a little while and see how that changes my life. But these are the things that I am trying to get back into the habit of doing, make them automatic so I don't fall off the wagon, especially with my supplementation, but I do notice benefit from. If I didn't notice a benefit from it, I wouldn't have missed it and it would never have come back up again. But I do feel a difference using these things, and that's sort of the direction that I'd like to get back toward, is doing things that are helpful for myself while also trying to juggle everything else that we have going on in our life. That's where I'm going to leave you today. If you have not yet subscribed, I hope that you will consider it today. Down in the description box below, there are links to all of the things that I mentioned. Most of them are affiliate links, so I do get a tiny, tiny, minuscule amount of commission if you choose to use my links. They never raise the price for you. In fact, I do have lots of discount codes in the description box as well that can help save you money. However, I want to put a caveat on that. If you don't need the things, or if these items don't work into your budget, do not buy them. I'm going to encourage you to be mindful of your own monies and budget. And I've acquired these things over periods of time. This is not something like, oh, I'm just spending all the money all the time. These things, I can buy them here and there whenever the extra funds come in, and then I can use them slowly so that they last but I'm not feeling like I have to spend hundreds of dollars on supplements, hundreds of dollars on different food sources. I feel like I'm able to incorporate keto friendly things in smaller amounts throughout a longer period of time. My diet does not consist of just buying products and consuming them. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't know why I felt the need to do that disclaimer. It's like a day of disclaimers. I'm so sorry. I hope to see you in my next video.